just got that perfect blend, can show pace, he can run, you know, the 5 O's here to the first mark when he does step right, and is strong to the line. So he's going to need to do that, but if he does, yeah, if Postman Pat does anything wrong, I think he's definitely one of the dangers.
Yep, form on the board. Now it's all about getting it right. What about from a selection point of view, Kat? Is it simple as Postman Pat on top and too hard to make a case against him?
Yeah, when I did the form preview with Jared Daffy this week, I just said, like, you couldn't tip anyone in to take $1.40 odd about the favourite, or you don't win any prizes for tipping $1.40 favourite. But it just looks like it's his race to lose, doesn't it, Patch? If he does what we expect him to do and jump sweetly, then they're going to have to be very good to, well, it's just going to be impossible to really win. I shouldn't say they're going to have to be very good, because there's just not a dog in this race that probably can.
If he leads, he wins the race, as simple as that. And of course, the quirk behind his story is that he made the transition from New Zealand over to Victoria in the hands of Jason Thompson, where he's been just about dead set faultless since, outside of a little blemish in the Brisbane Cup. But because he met that domicility clause to qualify for Victoria for the Nationals, that means he is representing the Big V. But we know there are some New Zealanders here on track, and even part of his connection crew that's absolutely considering him as an NZ prospect, which I'm sure most of us would agree, outside of us greedy Victorians trying to claim him.
Absolutely. Liz Whelan's on track tonight, and she's very much claiming him as a New Zealand greyhound still. So, yeah, no, there's plenty of support for him from Victoria and New Zealand, and it's great to see. Like, I know a lot of people were saying when he came over that, you know, they had to take a real punt on sending a dog like him over to mix it with the Aussies. You never knew how he was going to measure up, but they sent him over and they sent Big Daddy over. Big Daddy has come out and won the Southern Stars. It's just incredible, the story and just the results they've had, and hopefully it just leads more people to back themselves.
Absolutely, and as we've spoken about on Active in the lead-up, it's one thing to set fast times, which what he can obviously do, but he's a serious race dog. He stands up to the heat, and Jason Thompson's been full of praise about the profile of race dog he is. There is very little faults, and he's got a big opportunity here tonight to add a Group 1 to his resume. You're on track, Kat. Looks like you got Craig Burns and Tinker Norm.
Yeah, thanks, Patch. Here with Craig and Tinker Norm, drawn box 1 in a Group 1. You must be absolutely thrilled with that box draw.
Happy to be here. Would have been nice to be out a bit wider, but we'll make use of it and see how we go.
What did you make of his performance in the state final? He looked like for a fleeting moment that he was going to get the favourite.
Yeah, look, he did a pretty good effort to get around Aussie Rocks, Postman Pat and Leland Bale on that first turn. So he used a lot of petrol tickets. Hopefully we don't have to use as many tonight, and we can maybe go one better.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
We'll drop back and have a chat to Cody Charles, who's got Sage Tennille, and quite a nice story with this girl. Just talk us through to our viewers at home a quick little recap of the story behind this girl's name and what she means to you guys.
Yeah, really special, thank you. Yeah, she's actually named after my daughter, Sage Tennille, and the middle name comes from an elder sister of mine that was passed away premature, born at 29 weeks. Her name was Tennille Erin, so our daughter's called Sage Tennille, and she's named after her. Might have a guardian angel cheering her home tonight. And how do you think she's going to go? Obviously, a nice trial going into the race. Yeah, we hope so. The name Tennille's been pretty helpful for us over the years with some horses and stuff. And yeah, it was a really nice trial. And I expect her, she's drawn well. So if she's up to it, she gets a live chance. Best of luck. Thank you. Luke Thompson, Postman Pat, it's been a big day for you winning the straight track championship. Are you going to make it to the double?
Sounds nice to me, Kat. I hope you're right.
How's the boy feeling?
Yeah, no, he's super. His last 2 weeks since the state final, we just can't fold him. He's just been super, and it all comes down to now. Best of luck. Cheers. Tim Aloisi, not much luck in the distance championship. How's this fella going to go?
He'll need more luck than the last dog, so yeah, probably not that great.
But a massive thrill for you to be here, no doubt?
Yeah, very honoured to be here, but yeah, obviously the dogs in Adelaide, they need to find a lot to compete with the dogs over here.
Never know your luck in a race, though.
Yeah, got to be in it to win it.
We'll just duck over here and have they're actually going to load up behind the boxes now, Pat, so we'll come back to you quickly for the late mail.
Well, it's a cracking race, and it's all about Postman Pat. He has been the dominant force of this whole series, and a dominant force since he made that transition from New Zealand to Victoria. And here he is, another opportunity for him to add a Group 1 to his resume. He is the one to beat. Of course, hails from New Zealand, but representing Victoria. Let's find out. This is a Group 1 National Sprint Final. Let's get up to Dan.
Green light. Lures on the roll. The National Sprint Championship Final. Favourite the 3. They're set. and away. Postman Pat jumped okay. Great speed out from Aussie Rocks is going to get across. Aussie Rocks leads into the first turn. Postman Pat second. Sage Tennille's up to third. Tinker Norm is closing in strongly. Next in the field was Bears Bullet, clear of Raver's Army. Raiders Guide, and last of all was Modern Swinger. They bunch off the back. It's Aussie Rocks in front. Postman Pat, Tinker Norm's looming large. Around the turn, Tinker Norm's run to the lead. Tinker Norm running on Sage Tennille. Sage Tennille! Sage Tennille's won the final. Beats Aussie Rocks. Third home will be Tinker Norm. Postman Pat was next from Raiders Guide, Raver's Army. Then came Bears Bullet, Modern Swinger last. WA have won the national. Sage Tennille in 29.97. What a run. Sage Tennille for Cody Charles has won.
Group 1 National Sprint Championship.
Very emotional. Lost for words, really. Absolutely amazing.
We spoke before the race, named after your daughter and your late sister. Just how much more special does that make this moment?
Oh, it's just absolutely incredible. You know, Tennille was obviously watching over us. I said earlier that my parents had a horse, and we named it Tennille Aaron after my late older sister. And then when we had my daughter, we just really wanted to call it Tennille as well, you know. So Sage Tennille it is, and this bitch has just come so far, you know. I'm just so proud of us. We had a slow start to a career. There's a bit of a story behind, you know, not really breaking in, and I actually put on greyhound data as a giveaway, you know, and it's just amazing how far she's come, and she's had a really good week at the Thompsons. She settled in really well there, and a big thank you to Shona and Jason and all the family. They're a wonderful family, and I look up to them, you know, and to be able to land my first Group 1 here in Melbourne, it's unreal.
And the locals are behind you, and not only that, but there's a few sandgroupers over here as well. Peter O'Neill's no doubt up in that grandstand cheering her on as well. Just how much pride does it give you to be representing your home state as well?
Yes, it's amazing. You know, I've got my beautiful wife just here who's on the side filming, and to have her here, and my kids, and just everyone back home that's been able to, you know, keep the ship. We've got a big operation at home with the horses and the dogs, and it's a big team effort. So it's yeah, but our first Group 1, and to have it named after my daughter it's amazing. Can't believe it.
And you mentioned she's come from obscurity. A lot of credit has to go to you too, though. You have to take that on board and accept that as well, because to come through what she's come through, you have to take your hats off to yourself as well.
Yeah, thank you very much for that. Yeah, I know. I always say that Bart Cummings had a saying, I think patience is the cheapest thing in racing, that's the least used. So in this circumstance, I suppose it's something that we have done. You know, we just took her home, went to basics, done a lot of drag lure work and stuff, and just brought her up slowly. And I think she won 2 or 3 of her first 20 starts, I think, and the last 6-7 weeks has just been incredible. She's just gone to another level.
Group 1 winning trainer, how does that sound?
Hard to believe, actually. It's what you dream of as a kid, and to represent WA and come over here, it's very surreal, very surreal.
Go give the wife a hug, and of course your daughter and the dog.
I will do. Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Back to you, Patch. Sage Tennille, what a performance that was, and one of the real feel-good stories of the race.
Outstanding chat with Cody then what a story. Epic result, big performance, and geez, did that race change shape through the middle stages where Aussie Rocks went straight to the front. Postman Pat was in pursuit. You sort of thought he's going to find a way around here. And then Tinker Norm appeared on the scene, and obviously those three were tight at battle in the Victorian State Final. And while they were doing their thing, Sage Tennille was looming up, and we knew she was going to finish well. That's exactly the way she's been racing in WA. It's the way she trialled here, running home well, and as soon as she loomed up, you thought, go girl, go, because that is going to be an epic story. And you of all people will know how good it is to sort of speak to people after a feature race win like that, whereas it means so much more than what we just saw on the racetrack.
Absolutely, Patch. It's one of the reasons why I love my job, obviously being a participant in this industry for so long, and having an in-depth knowledge of it, I guess, behind the scenes as, you know, an owner and a trainer myself. You just realise how much it means to these people, and just being able to share in these moments with them, it's just amazing. And when you get, not that, you know, the Group 1 winning trainers that win these races all the time, it's obviously, you know, it can get a little bit same old from a perspective of people watching at home. And these sort of stories, they're what penetrate to the wider public, and it can only do great things for the industry. And just to see the emotion on Cody's face, then it's just priceless.
I mean, there's the element behind unfortunate circumstances around the family and why she was named what she was, but as well as you mentioned, the whole education process. I mean, the disappointment that some people have when they put a greyhound that they've invested a lot of time in when it comes to an education point of view, from not to do what you expect them to do and sort of think, where do we go to here? And so then a long time following that, now a Group 1 winner. I mean, it's often we hear sort of these stories of greyhounds who have issues and then end up just being handy race dogs, but very few of them reach the top like this girl has tonight.
There's just so many facets of this tale that make it so good. Yeah, fancy putting her on greyhound data and not getting a bite, and then you think, oh, bugger it, I'll just keep her and have a go.
I wonder how many people there are who saw that ad and thought, we've missed an opportunity here.
It'd just be absolutely sickening, but hats off to him for doing what they've done to, you know, to essentially, I think I read an article that she was on the GAP waiting list. That's just incredible, just to decide to have a crack and do it. It's just, you know, full credit to them for sticking true with her and trying new innovative things, you know, putting her behind the drag, trying to get that natural chase instinct back into her, because it's obviously done a job. And, you know, we spoke before the race, she's come from obscurity from where she was sort of 2-3 months ago to where she is now. It's just unbelievable.
And the first sprint winner representing WA since Western Augie back in 2018.
Oh no, actually Premium Share would have been
on his home track.
Yeah, the following year.
And now Sage Tennille adds herself to the honour roll of the Group 1 National Sprint in WA beside her name as well. Did you get a glimpse of Peter O'Neill? Is he out there in the action?
I haven't, but no doubt he is right amongst it. I heard some cheering coming from the grandstand, so tipping that would have been him.
We'll be hearing about this for a very long time, and I think we're all going to enjoy that given the epic nature of the story. The performance was outstanding to run down greyhounds of that calibre. So she's been absolutely awesome, and she is the winner of the 2023 Group 1 at National Sprint Final. That's a wrap. We'll be back shortly to preview race 9. Bloody good. What's up?
Well done, you go and enjoy it. Well done, Cody and Brittany Charles and Sage Tennille, your 2023